The crab boat sequence initially was conceived to shoot on a stage. We had plans for building a big green screen and a giant gimbal with a set. But Zach, in the spirit of most of the movie, to make it look as real and feel as real as possible, we went out onto an actual crab boat.
I wanted that experience of being out there on location to influence everything. Henry, all of us, being able to kind of improvise, you know, as we film.
Zach said, look, forget everything. Just put me on a boat and whatever happens, I'll accept it. So what we did was we found a very good, well-maintained crab fishing boat with a strong crew, and we sailed it up from America, from Seattle to Vancouver Island. We fitted it out up here to look like what we wanted to. We did rehearsals on it. And so when it came to filming, we discovered that Henry had great sea legs.
The crew of the Debbie Sue, absolutely wonderful people, and they were very warm and welcoming to us as a film crew. And they showed me some of the ropes of baiting pots and all sorts before we went out. And then we went out, it was extraordinary. I haven't ever been in seas like that. We're talking 20 to 30 foot swells, and also going into the waves in such a way to make it even worse because it doesn't quite register on camera. It's pretty tough to keep your lunch down.
It was wild. And probably 2/3 of the crew threw up. But Henry was there, working and enjoying himself, and we pulled off something that was quite amazing, very exciting.
Everyone got sick. It was on the last day, because I was baiting all the pots with all the fish. Yeah. And when you're in 30-foot swells, you can't see where the horizon is. You're sticking your head in a bucket of rotten fish. Eventually, I was like, okay, I've had enough. I'm going to the back of the boat. And at least we only had an hour's left of shooting and then an hour and a half to go home. So it wasn't too bad.
A little bit of seasickness is something which I'd gladly do again, because epic out there, truly epic. It truly puts in your place in life, and you think, oh, okay, cool, yeah, us humans, we're pretty small and measly on this planet. It does put things into perspective.
All right, so let's talk a little bit about the oil rig sequence. It's a super ambitious sequence in which Henry rescues some stranded oil workers. The interiors of the oil rig, as well as the exterior, were all built in a parking lot in Vancouver, British Columbia. Basically, we created an oven for him to walk through with jets of gas and fire coming out of the failing oil rig as he made his way through it. And we took painstaking detail and time just to make sure it was safe, but also to make sure it was exciting. When you see Henry, of course, in the doorway after he rips the weird tin door off, which when we shot it was just like a piece of tin foil that he crushed. It allowed the CG door actually to be destroyed. And then him standing there on fire was actually CG fire in that case, but the rest of the fire was real. It was done in and around a elevated platform we used to land this big Coast Guard helicopter, which was a real helicopter. Strangely, we decided that that should not be CG, but that the rest of the world should be. It's funny when you're designing a sequence and making something like this, you are amazed at what we decide to make CGI and what we decide to leave real. And I think the rule of thumb for me is like, if they touch it, if they come in physical contact with it, then it should probably be real. And so you can sort of see that rule of thumb playing out in this sequence where Henry comes up these stairs and is on this oil rig. Of course, he's in physical contact with the platform and with that thing that he's holding up, the giant derrick that's falling on him, as well as the guys climbing in the helicopter. So all that's done for real. The fire, a lot of the fire is real, but it's really cool to see all these elements come together.